and it's a crossover with Namor and Morpheus the Sandman.
Okay.
Hey everybody, Blake T. Wilde here, and welcome to the Comic Schtick Podcast, the podcast where comics are our shtick. As you can tell, I am once again joined by a guest here on the show. This, of course, is Sal from YouTube's TV Little House and I've Got Issues. You may also recognize him from ComicPop.
There you have it.
Just had to throw that in there because, as I think I established briefly before we started recording, I am a huge fanboy of you and
You're
ComicPop.
too kind, man. No, you've built a whole empire for yourself, my friend. I'm thrilled to see that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, love to see it, my friend.
And I'm glad that we are on better circumstances after the last time we did interact. You did laugh in my face when I rambled at you for Frank Miller for about an hour and a half, a feature-length film length of time.
Yes, that's right. That was a hoot.
Yep, finally, he finally unblocked me. If you haven't checked out that Frank Miller Batman video, please check it out right now. It was a lot of work.
I'll bet. Yeah.
Oh, very much.
Yeah.
So, DC and Marvel, they're doing stuff again.
Yeah, or at least they have done stuff in the last year and a half. It's been nice to see. We still have one more.
That's correct.
Hopefully more. We'll see.
The one that I didn't even realize, I thought that was the first one. Because when I was talking to you about doing this topic, I had no idea that the Superman Spider-Man had come out last week. That's how out of the loop I am.
Oh my god. They are doing something wrong if you missed that, man, because that was that should be the biggest book of the year. If not,
yeah.
One of them.
I knew it was coming. Didn't know it was already out until I saw you and Tiffany discussing it on Off the Rack.
Yeah, and you're like, oh no,
yeah,
that's a physical copy. That's not like an advanced PDF. They must have been on the shelf, and it was. Yeah, because Marvel and DC, just to not to give tales out of school here, but if Marvel and DC ever let you have access to books ahead of time, they're not sending you mail. Those days are long over. You're getting a PDF that is low resolution.
Yeah, I was gonna say a nice
with
low
your name
res
all over it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not too ashamed to say that I read Superman Spider-Man like a week prior.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was like almost regretting doing it because of how low res it was. I was like, this should be really special and momentous for me, and I'm just reading it like I got a bootleg copy, like recorded from some other person who works internally at the company.
Someone's phone camera off of a different laptop screen that's recording a television screen.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm happy to say that I did get a copy, and it's like everybody else did, I hope, and and it's great. And it seems as we said on the show, not to hype myself, but like
please,
on our other show we talk about it and I just take Tiffany's ideas and say them again, but and that's how I look in any way halfway intelligent, but like they seem like they really had their ducks in a row as far as how they executed the Superman Spider-Man one versus the last two. Particularly it was Deadpool and Batman. That one was the one where they were like, we're doing a crossover. It's going to be Deadpool and Batman. Outside of that, I have no idea or plan. So just do with them. Like who wants one? And then they, and then we'll tell you how many pages you get because, that's how we're doing them now. It used to be you'd get like, you would do one that's like 42 pages and we do one that's 42 pages. We'd sell them for $7 a piece and then reap the whirlwind. Now, one of us is going to make an anthology book, and then the other one's going to make an anthology book, and it's going to be like an 11-page, halfway satisfying story, and then a whole bunch of even less satisfying stories. And people hated them before that, where they were like, 42 pages of nonsense. Superman and the Fantastic Four? What a bunch of hooey, as they say, as the kids talk.
Yep, yeah, exactly. You're very with it.
I try. I have my
as I could tell from that the real Ghostbusters playset in the background.
As you can tell, I am ahead of the times.
I can't talk because I have a very expensive Japanese import behind me.
Yeah, it looks great.
Oh yeah, it'll look even better if I eventually ever paint it.
Is that the idea? He's a model?
Yes, it is it was only made in the 80s by this Japanese company. They did the Terror Dogs, they did one or two other things, but this one, it's normally like $300-$400. I got it for $100 on eBay. I was the only person that bid on it. It came fully in the box, which is like this big. And
that's awesome.
He has his little tassel on his hat, which is apparently rare to find.
Oh,
yeah, it's like a model kit, pretty much.
That's cool.
So one of these days I'll paint them.
Yeah, as a kid, I would have loved the idea of them, and then getting it and opening it up and realizing I had to paint it myself. And be like, oh man.
Funny you say that. I was at Walmart just the other day, getting on tangents already, just like your old show, Tangents.
Yes, of course. Or any show I make.
Countless hours cut out of editing.
Big time.
I was at Walmart and I was looking in the toy section, seeing what Marvel stuff they had, because it's very sad.
Yep.
But I saw something new, and it was plentiful. And it was model kits of action figures based on the new Marvel Rivals video game.
Oh!
And I was like,
okay.
Wow, they're only for like $15. They're the same size as the other figures. They're detailed, but you gotta clip them apart. They like every single tiny piece comes together. I'm like, Who's buying this? Who's buying this that isn't under the age of 26?
Right? Like, I play Marvel Rivals, and I also have the time to meticulously assemble a figure that represents the game I play. No.
Yeah, if there's like people in the toy store, if there's kids or anybody who's younger buying those things, anything Marvel Rivals related, it's going to be like cosmetics in game, or it's going to be a statue.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be a statue. Yeah, or a spray. You know, those are your options. Mm-hmm. But that's I admire the gumption on the part of the company that made that model. That's cool.
I admire the gumption of Walmart to be like, oh, we're ordering a lot of these.
Yeah. Trust me. People, when you think models and hobbyists, you think Walmart.
Maybe it'll go as well for them as Superman Spider-Man, right? Is that the one that just came out? It's Superman Spider-Man,
That's the one.
Right?
We got the Superman Spider-Man, and the way you know is that DC made it, so it's the DC character.
Their character first,
gets top billing. Yeah.
And then later this month, when this episode comes out, whatever Friday is today, it is the Marvel inverse of it, which hopefully will be good. I have no idea who's going to be in that or what it entails.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man, Superman. I'm excited. The creative team, obviously everyone's favorite Spider-Man writer, Brad Meltzer, is writing it with art by Pepe Larraz.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and by the way, like that's a great pull as far as artist is concerned.
What?
But I was like, Brad Meltzer, like the guy who wrote Identity Crisis, and but in I think it was Marvel Comics 1000, he wrote an incredible one-pager for Spider-Man, and that's all you need, I guess, because it was probably the most well-received Spider-Man comic book
of the past
10
years. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Not even 10 years, 20 years, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm shocked they didn't get Dan Slott to do it, given that, like, when they greenlit it, like, when it was the plan, Dan Slott was, I think, still working for DC. I think he's not working for DC anymore. But, Marvel DC's, you're getting Dan Slott, Louis Simonson, Bendis is doing it, Jason Aaron's doing one, obviously, and somewhere along the line will be the guy who's currently writing Amazing Spider-Man, Joe Kelly, Stephanie Phillips, Jeff Loeb gets one,
Jeff, or Kelly doing a Spider-Man Superman one just seems perfect.
Oh yeah,
get like McGinnis to come back and do the art for him.
He can't not. Yeah. I would love to see that. I'm shocked it's not the main story.
I'm shocked that they don't just... Well, I'm not that shocked. That they don't just go at this like, fuck, let's just put out like a 20 to 30 issue book and it's about these two characters teaming up. Can we just do that? And why do they keep doing anthologies?
Yeah, I
they
don't
could just keep
understand the
printing money if they just...
no.
This month it's this guy. This month it's that guy.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, like, it's certainly conditioning the audience to expect it. Like, the audience right now, the audience that largely buys comic books today because there hasn't been a Marvel DC crossover since Batman Deadpool in 20 years, which is like a generation, so it's tough to get that. I can't imagine anybody who, like, remembers them
Here's the crazy
really
thing.
saying no to these.
That I just put together right as you're saying this. These really aren't news, like, I guess they are, they're exciting news stories. We get to see Jeff and Crypto hang out or whatever.
Right. Finally.
But the whole purpose behind this is a weird form of just nostalgia marketing.
Yeah.
It's even though it's like fairly new versions of the characters, it's new takes, it's new writers, so they're not going that far into trying to rip up people's pockets.
No.
They're not bringing like Dan Jurgens in to do Superman versus whoever. Captain
which is
Marvel.
kind of too bad.
Quasar.
I would like to see that. That's a good idea. Why not, right? Especially with the variant cover game being what it is.
Oh my god.
That's the thing. That's where you get any luminary from the last like 30 years is going to show up in these crossovers as a variant cover. Plus, anyone who might be too big to do it. Somebody who's like too busy.
Too expensive.
Where you're like, oh, yeah. Like I would love to see like J. Scott Campbell do a Harley Quinn Deadpool, but the best I can offer is a J. Scott Campbell cover that's going to feature Mary Jane. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's really the same character. You can picture the clown suit on her.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so but it's an interesting phenomenon we're in right now. I'm happy we're getting them. I'm loving them. I love the enthusiasm and the spirit of them. I would like more, but I daren't ask for it. Because we used to get 2 full stories. Like we used to get 2 full-blown comic books featuring each character from each publisher. Not all the time. I remember, I think I mentioned Fantastic Four Superman. There is only Superman Fantastic Four. There is no reverse. There's no complement. We got a great Superman Incredible Hulk. There's no Hulk Superman, But we got him also in DC versus Marvel back in the day. So, you got a couple of instances where Superman and the Incredible Hulk fought. Also, I think Hulk fought Superman in the Spider-Man Superman crossover. Not the first one in 76, but the second one in, I want to say 80, 81. So you got plenty of instances where Superman fights the Hulk. But that being said, the idea of like, oh, Batman Punisher, there's 2 of those. Marvel gets one, DC gets one. But they're drastically different. One, for example, is in continuity.
And the other is bad.
And no. The bad one is in continuity.
Oh, yeah.
The one where Azrael meets Frank.
That's the in continuity one?
Yeah, that one is actually technically they're both in continuity.
Ugh.
But the idea was, just as a quick shorthand, there was like a conversation at play where they were like, and DC fought to make sure they could keep Azrael as the main character because they knew Azrael was like he's
hot stuff.
And Marvel was like, and they let Marvel have Bruce Wayne Batman. And I'm like, oh no. And it was the first time John Romita Jr. drew Batman and the Joker, and
It's what's funny is that it's been years since I've read most of these crossovers. Like I think the last one I reread was Teen Titans X-Men because that's like the best one that they've ever done. That's where the source wall comes from.
Yeah, and what's great about that one is the 45th anniversary is next year.
Yep.
Whoa, maybe that one.
Maybe this will be the first ever. Here's the full book of a brand new X-Men. It's Krakoa X-Men and whatever Teen Titans are doing now. Damian Wayne is back, Sal.
Yeah, lucky us. Or they'll do a full rug pull and be like, no, it's the new Kyle Higgins Teen Titans, where you don't know who the hell they are, and Red Hood's in it.
But
I don't know.
The funniest thing is that as you were explaining that and talking about the Deadpool or the Punisher, Batman, and Azrael and everything, is as soon as you started speaking, the episode where you discussed it just came to mind. And that's how I started remembering how the story happens.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
So, all that is to say, I am not keeping up with any of this. The same thing happened when I did the episode with Joel, because he was telling me all about what Daredevil's up to nowadays. I'm like, sure, if you say so. Right. So, I am out of the loop. So, who knows what could possibly be happening? Maybe I suggested something that is already happening in the books. Maybe I accidentally came up with something, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I also doubt it.
Please go ahead.
Oh, just that, like, anything that did happen in these crossovers, nothing big enough. There wasn't enough room for anything lasting to take place. So, well, you're good. You got plenty of room to play with.
So how did you go into this? Did you go from this sort of modern idea of the anthology style, or did you think of this more as like standalone, like original graphic novels?
Yeah, it's certainly, I mean, like, I approached it from the perspective of like the way I know them, which is like I'd like to see an actual crossover, but because I don't want to pitch a 4-pager, you know.
Oh no, that's all I pitched.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's great because they can go in the back. But you know, because like yeah, any of them could be the premier 11-page opener. But most of these are just things I've always wanted to see, or that like I think there's room for, you know, that we could finally get. And I know that some of them are already written. You know, like. Many.
You told me about one of them, which you were really excited about in Discord, which was about Batman and Deadpool and Joker, and Joker's making modern day references about internet culture.
Oh yeah, yeah. If only we could get a book like that. Oh wait,
and then I was like, Sal, they already did it.
Did they? Crap, I don't remember. Yeah, man. I know that there are some, like, the reality is that most of the writers and artists working today grew up during the period of Marvel DC crossovers, and it was such a unique opportunity that even the people making them kind of didn't appreciate at the time. You know, they were like, some of them did. Some of them recognized, like, wow, this is probably never going to happen again. But most of them were just like, I don't know, here, how about this?
And put Azrael in it.
Yeah, like, do whatever. I don't know. We're just trying to make some money. And which I understand, but and that's really at the end of the day what this is all about. It's the reason why they did this wasn't because suddenly corporate synergy wasn't working, and they thought, oh well, how about we just like work together as like, you know, a producer of art and give the readership something that they've actually been asking for. That was not the case, unfortunately. It was simply just, you know, we need to make some money right now, like this year, and then again at the end of the year. And so they did.
You're a fool if you think the House of Ideas cares about creativity, Sal.
Yeah, it's really it's a dark time, but it always has been. It's just that like typically there's so many books being published by Marvel that like a couple would slip through that are like meaningful and impactful and relevant, and some of them are, and it's always been the case, and it's happening now. You know, there are a couple of really important books that are coming out from Marvel. It's just, you know,
it's kind of like an evil recency bias that people have.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, big time. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, what was your approach?
So yeah, good segue. Thank you. I was just about to try and figure out how to do it myself. I went into it purely thinking, because I've never really thought about Marvel or DC crossover pitches before, so I was like, well, I'm gonna grab a list. I did go to my own playlists for Marvel and DC, and I just scrolled randomly and clicked in random spots to see what characters came up, and I kind of worked off of that method. I went to the fan wikis, which I hate, and I clicked random page and just waited to see where the wind took me. But I kind of went with the idea of these are all like original graphic novel style ideas, like, oh, this is one complete little book that they'll print up, and you know, you don't have to worry about a 2-parter next month or a 4-page or something.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's the best way to go. I was hoping that maybe like the success of these would transition into that anyway, and you know, time will tell, but it's probably gonna be more like the
anthologies. I bet not.
Yeah, I bet if we ever get another one, it'll also be an anthology.
Yeah. So how many did you wind up coming up with? I think I have 5. I think
I got like 4 or 5, and they're very soft pitches. You know, they're not like I don't really necessarily care like Marvel and DC themselves. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'd like to see this. I think that'd be really cool. Because I really don't have like we were advocating for a Titans X-Men sequel, more or less, or at least a continuation or some kind of an homage. And by the way, talking about it out loud, people were excited about that idea, and I'm like, really? Because I really don't have a pitch for them. Like, I can't imagine that being that exciting. But you know, that'd be kind of cool. Like, you mentioned Krakoa, like, man, yeah, what an opportunity that could have been to like do something really interesting with Krakoa.
Krakoa and the Legion of Superheroes.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah. It's that easy, Marvel DC. It's just that easy.
I fear that DC would probably be more excited and interested in doing something with Krakoa than Marvel would at this point.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, yeah. Let me look at Marvel Rivals. Like the Rivals people were like, "Oh, Krakoa's awesome." Marvel's like, "Oh, really? We're kind of moving away from that." Like, not us.
Not the general population.
No.
Would you like to, since you're the guest, would you like to go first?
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, the one that I've always wanted to see again, because I've gotten 2 of them, I'm thrilled with them, was originally a Spider-Man Batman, just another one, just a third one. I would take a miniseries, but if we can't go that far. But then I realized, like, oh man, like Spider-Man Batman, so many of them are going to be Batman. I mean, we got Batman, Deadpool. So many people want to see Batman Wolverine at this point. Batman could be paired up with anybody. He's just that, ubiquitous. So I thought, well, let's go a step further. Let's make it more interesting. And so I picked Ultimate Spider-Man from the 6160 universe.
Oh.
R.I.P. And Absolute Batman.
Oh my God.
So I mean, like, because I think there'd be something very interesting, and I feel emboldened by that idea based on the team up that Absolute Batman had with Absolute Wonder Woman, where it wasn't like pulling teeth to get him to participate. Like this is a more surprisingly somehow this is a kind of more well-adjusted Batman, or at least a Batman who's willing to work with others, if not able to work with others without much cajoling. Also, there's the idea that like Absolute Batman is, and you think about this with Scott Snyder talking about like his baby face all the time. Like this is a young man. This is he's not really that old. It's like he's not a seasoned
24,
Batman.
I think.
Maybe 24.
Like
yeah, he's super young, and it's like put that young guy with Ultimate Spider-Man Peter Parker, who is like in his 30s, and it's like, oh, now you've got something where Absolute Batman kind of looks up to Ultimate Spider-Man, and you have this kind of very flipped role reversal.
Metaphorically, of course.
Of course, yes, but like you see in the Batman Spider-Man crossovers that already exist. I mean, they're both written by the same guy, J.M. DeMatteis, but like the idea of Spider-Man kind of being like, I defer to the elder statesman in the room. Like Batman is a big deal. He does stand up to him because back in the 90s, Spider-Man had a spine and stood up to like characters that like he was like, I respect you, but like I'm not going to let you disrespect me. And that was evident in all those crossovers. But also there was this like kind of deference and mutual respect. And this kind of like, I shouldn't push this guy too far. He's kind of cranky. With this case, it's like, oh, you get the fun and the jubilance of, Spider-Man in the Ultimate Spider-Man that we had, but also he's a dad. And there could be something that even like we have never been able to explore with Ultimate Peter seeing something in Absolute Bruce, where he's like, I look at you, I hear you talk, I immediately see a young man who's in pain, and how that could be explored and opportunistically made into an awesome looking book. And I'd take Dracata. I think Nick Dracata would be a great job. Kiketo can do covers. I don't know.
That would be fantastic. Well, I was about to say, because then he becomes sort of an Uncle Ben, father figure role, but he does have an Uncle Ben, so that kind of doesn't carry over too much, but he becomes a Thomas Wayne father. Like, exactly. Batman, whose father figure is Spider-Man, and like in a perfect world, it's almost like when Spawn crossed over with Batman, like it carries over some of the things into the main universe. It's like, Batman comes back, he's a changed man, he's a little more, I don't know, hopeful. He's a little more adjusted and sure of himself. Maybe he makes a couple
more jokes, Maybe he's just a little more well-adjusted, or at the very least, he's more comfortable.
Yeah.
And hell, you could do 2 of them. Like, you could have a Marvel and a DC one. Like, oh, we'll make one with Kiketo, and you can make one with Dragata. I don't know. But Ultimate Absolute is like, you're at the time when those books were leading their publishers, and you're also making crossovers. And you didn't do any? Like, there's none of those are in any. There's 3 right now, anthologies, and none of them are in either Ultimate or Absolute universes.
Well, why would they do that? They don't have Azrael.
Right, there's no Absolute Azrael, so why would we bother?
Did you have in mind any sort of villain that they would face? Who What do you think? Because I was gonna say like it kind of ties into like genetic stuff, but then I realized I'm thinking of the original Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, yeah. You could do a really cool thing with like the Oz formula if you want to go with the 1610 universe.
Because is Absolute Batman? Does he still have the veins, the Venom veins and all that in his body?
I guess he would, right? I mean, maybe they swap out like Venom for Oz. I mean, if that's the case, then he's immortal because apparently Oz makes you not die. But we could fudge that. He has to expel the whole thing out of him or something like that.
Yeah, and then
he used it that one time.
Because they both come from very similar universes. One is publicly controlled by a maniac, the other has been rewritten by a maniac in secret.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, no, there's a lot of there's a lot of like metaphor going on with their respective universes.
I was trying to think of how you could combine those things. Like I haven't kept up with Absolute Batman. I've only read the first 2 volumes. I never got into Ultimate Spider-Man, the new one.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm very behind.
Well, there's not a lot of Spider-Man in it, unfortunately. But
I've seen the video. I've seen your video, so
it's a good read. It's a good read until Dennis Camp's on it. But it's still like a good. It's good stuff. As far as a villain goes, it could be something as interesting or fun as like kind of we look at, because the concept, if you're not really familiar, is like Absolute Batman's villains are also his like life, like his best friends growing up, and now they're all in this position where they're like they're all mutated and malformed.
They become Anakin after he gets his limbs cut off and he's on fire. I hate you.
Yeah, they hate him.
All
exactly.
that.
Yeah, they're all that. That would be fun to see that, where like Ultimate Spider-Man is like, oh, like you've lost all your friends and like you are alone in the world, and like how he just pities him further.
It would be Ultimate Spider-Man just seeing what his regular version looks like as a 7-foot tall man.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because there aren't any like, there are some firmly established villains in the Absolute Universe, but like they're not explored or deepened enough for it to be
like what are they gonna do,
crossover material,
team up against Bane's like neuron system or something?
Yeah, exactly. Like Bane's defeated Poison Ivy wasn't really on the table at the time, but now she is, and Snyder has said out loud like we're not going to use her for a long time after the story that she was just in. Mr. Freeze, I guess, could be really cool because like he's still around.
Yeah, he needs some more stuff. He's definitely
Croc was not really a villain, so it's tougher, but that could be a great metaphor because it's like, Croc could be losing himself, and there is no real lizard analog, unfortunately, in the Ultimate Universe at the end of the day, really, it's just like, oh, I guess we probably just should have done regular Batman and regular Spider-Man, but but then the roles would have been reversed. Yeah, because then Peter would have just been pitied by Bruce. He would have been like, you poor son of a bitch, look at you.
Wow, you remind me of me from an alternate universe.
Yeah.
So mine, funnily enough, I didn't even think about it when I came up with it, but it is kind of a legacy, spiritual successor, I suppose, to X-Men Teen Titans, because it's arcade games featuring X-Statics and Teen Titans.
Okay, I like that better. I certainly would. That's more intriguing.
Thank you.
Are you gonna get all red or?
Oh, I would hope so.
Yeah.
So it opens up, it's, a fake, like, opening segment of a TV show. Reality show programming brought to you in glorious Mojo Vision 7D exclusive on Mojo Plus, a brand new reality game show from the producers Arcade and Kevin Feige, premiering as arcade games. And the teams, of course, are X-Statics, so anybody unfamiliar, they were the successors to the X-Force name, and then they got... they got legally imposed upon by actual X-Force and had to do their own thing. So it's Mr. Sensitive, Dead Girl, Gone Girl, Fatty, The Wall, The A, Venus de Milo, and of course, Dupe. Now the Teen Titans is where things get strange. And this is Robin, Carrie Kelly, Raven, Snapper Carr, Roundhouse, Terra, Static, Beast Boy, and Cyborg. As you'll notice, that is not the regular lineup of characters.
No, it's not. It's a very different team. Now it sounds like you're just pitching a Titans that you really want to see, which
I guess
is fair.
I do want Snapper Carr to do more stuff.
That's interesting. I like the idea of making Snapper Carr just like a member of the Titans. Because,
Is
like, he was officially like an unofficial member of the Justice League.
He just does Young Justice sometimes, but, you just de-age him. So the reason that this is an eclectic group, they're not the normal Titans, except for Beast Boy and Cyborg, who are from whatever the mainstream universe is now. It's because Arcade and Mojo were trying to come up with ideas for who these new contestants should be for their new show. They get the Ecstatics guys because, they're media savvy or whatever.
Love it.
And so then they search the Omniverse. We bring back Scott Snyder's Omniverse for this bit to find some new contestants. But since Mojo and Arcade are both Marvel characters, they don't know what the hell the Teen Titans are, so they just think it's a great alliterative name. Mojo finds the sales records from the Wolfman Perez Titans series, and he's like, wow, this is who we need. So they cast a wide net for their casting calls and just snatch up this manic group from across the multiverse.
I kind of love that. I love the idea of them being like, look at these numbers from 40 years ago. We got to take these guys seriously. And it's like, yeah, they were a big deal back then.
They were the biggest deal. I'm surprised that Mojo and Arcade didn't go for the Legion of Superheroes too.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's hard to sell.
So it's this is the whole book, by the way, is just them experiencing this game show for the most of it. It's, Survivor, Big Brother, like Japanese game shows, Squid Games. Yep. But the team captains are chosen. The Teen Titans, you think it'd be Robin, Carrie Kelly. Actually, it's Tara, so then you have some back and forth. Like, she's from a universe where she didn't die, where she didn't have sex with a grown man. Right. There's some back and forth between her and Beast Boy. Then we get the Ecstatics team leader, who is Dupe.
Love it.
So they obviously they want to get out, but at the same time, everybody's kind of really into the competitive spirit.
Sure, yeah.
So for most of the book, they don't really team up. It's a lot of back and forth, getting angry at each other. It's a lot of them it's literally just a reality game show in the form of a comic book.
That's a great idea. That's a pitch. That's certainly not something they haven't done before. So yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's fun.
But here's the twist. Okay. As the show has begun broadcasting, it's hits across the Mojoverse, or however it works.
Yep.
Who should accidentally teleport into Mojo Studios, but sideways?
Oh, okay. I kind of love that too. Yeah.
So he figures out what's going on, and he teams up with Dupe, who is, for some reason, able to just freely roam around the studio, unlike the rest of the teams who are kept locked up. So Dupe is just hanging out in the green room or something.
That's great.
He does his little fart noise or whatever and talks to Sideways. Sideways understands him perfectly. It's never explained.
No, shouldn't.
They team up, he helps them escape, blah blah blah, big celebratory thing. They kick Arcade and Mojo's asses. The broadcast gets cut to a technical difficulties screen, and then the next panel is like the Elvis MODOK performing a duet with Doomsday Black Canary.
Oh yes.
And at the very end, they escape, and the dust settles, and Mojoverse goes back to the regular broadcasting. And you're gonna love this, Sal. This was a very late addition to this idea. But who should pop up? We're in the empty hallway of the Mojo Studios, and portal opens, and it's Tempest Fugonaut.
Yes.
And he's come searching for Sideways. I had no idea he was a villain of Sideways until I was writing this.
Yeah.
And he's like shirtless, and he has like a wrapping around his chest because he got bisected by Black Adam or something.
Yep.
But that also means that because he's shirtless, we get to see his back tattoos. Big reveal for this issue, which is the Joker Dragon.
Oh my god! Like from what was it called? All-Star Batman and Robin the Wonder,
or Ben Affleck in real life.
Or Ben Affleck in real life.
So he's caught by Mojo Studio security guards. They arrest him. He's sentenced to punishment, babysitting the ex-babies. And the big reveal is that he is now dressed, because it is technically a Warner Brothers production, since they own DC. He is now dressed exactly like Granny from Baby Looney Tunes. For a hit new Mojo Plus show called Tempe and the X-Babies. Pull back even further for the final reveal. It's Uatu the Watcher sitting in his moon house watching the show with his child.
There we go. I love that.
The arcade games.
Yeah, arcade games. That's a great name and a great use. I like the idea that you like. Yeah, that's really fun. There's an image of the Watcher that I think it was in the letters pages of What If, which was called What Now, and but I have an image of Uatu like relaxing, like on a couch, like eating popcorn. So like that plays right into my nostalgia and expectations of the Watcher. So yeah,
I could have sworn he had a kid, but I could not find anything looking up. Like I thought for sure in that Allred FF, the Matt Fraction one, that he had like a little kid, a little Watcher kid or something.
Oh,
I don't know
about that.
Maybe I made that up.
I don't remember one mourning him after Original Sin, but
I don't remember anyone mourning him after Original Sin.
Oh, that's fair. Nice. That's fun. Thank you. I see where you're going with these. Okay. Yeah. Mine was also like my next one is very like expected, and it's just something where it's like I expect them to do the 45th anniversary of Titans X-Men. What I instead hope is that they do Wolverine, Wonder Woman, because those are the next. Because they're next.
Yeah.
That's because none of them have headlined a woman. Wonder Woman is obviously the third one you do, and Wolverine has gotten woefully underrepresented in these crossovers, despite him being a massive pull. Huh. And wouldn't it be dope to see the two of them kicking ass? I mean, there isn't a lot of like parallels except for the fact that they're both old.
You could do like she clangs her gauntlets, he does it with his claws, they're back to back.
Absolutely. I mean, the images themselves, I mean, the cover artists alone will handle this.
It could just be a pinup comic.
Yeah, it'd just be images, but then it'd be kind of reductive because, the first crossover starring a woman, #1 book of the year.
Let's do pinups.
And it's just pinups. There's no story.
Do you think it could be a swimsuit issue too?
Right, exactly. It's like, oh man, I feel like there's also an opportunity. All I'm thinking of is the Wildcats X-Men crossovers, where each one was in a different decade, like featuring the Wildcats or Wildcat adjacent characters teaming with the X-Men. And I feel like the Wonder Woman one, even though I think we just did that with Wonder Woman, Captain America, Zdarsky and Dotson, but like a Wolverine and Wonder Woman through the years would be kind of cool.
That would be very cool.
You just watch them fight in wars and stuff.
Isn't the Captain America Wonder Woman, that's only in World War II, right? Like, we don't even see, like, after he gets unfrozen.
You see, well...
Do we? I can't remember. Is she there when he wakes up?
She is there when he wakes up, because the idea is that, like, they kind of share the same space. Like, they're on, like, Earth 7642 or whatever, like, all of, basically, Superman, Spider-Man. But, Cap and Wonder Woman, like, they've known each other since... They meet in World War II, and then they're friends until, like, the end of time. Which I think is really sweet.
That's right, yeah.
So you get to see, like, that Thanos thing that's... it's nuts. I had Chip actually explain it to me because I was like, I don't even know what I'm looking at, and he read the script, so like, but I didn't commit it to memory. So folks, watch that episode. But yeah, it's that's the idea, is that you just watch like just snapshots, also similar to the Wolverine Predator crossover. But again, it lends itself to it when you have a character that can be older than time. Lean into it, especially if it's going to be either an anthology or it's going to be a prestige-bound like original story. But like an anthology, that's great. That means that like you could have one really, really versatile artist draw all these different eras, or you can have like 4 or 5 different artists draw all these different eras, and then you get then you can also do things like Old Man Logan and
oh my god.
So it's just like any number of things you could do with it. But some of these characters that they fight, because the Wonder Woman ones, obviously there's one where like maybe it's a joke where like Cheetah and Wolverine are just hooking up instead. Wonder Woman's like, let's go, and then it's like, oh, I see you've subdued the enemy in a different way, and Wolverine's like, yeah, she really speaks to me. I don't know what it is, animal magnetism. But yeah. And then, as far as creative teams go, I mean, Kelly Thompson would be great.
Just wait until I get to a later pitch. I'm going to be all about Kelly Thompson.
Yeah. This would also be a great opportunity to see Jim Lee draw some more Wolverine, which would be nice.
Oh, Sal, well, it's never coming out if that's happening.
That's right. Listen, we got that Lois Lane Mary Jane book where Jim Lee drew Sentinels, Superman, Spider-Man, Gambit.
Is this in the... I assume this is in the one that just released?
Yeah, that's the one that just came out. It's like a 6-pager or something like that, but it's done. And
That's what he was doing instead of finishing Hattush.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, because Hattush, who cares when that comes out? Where Superman Spider-Man had to come out. I don't blame him on that one. As far as one I'm reading and the other one I ain't.
I was trying my damnedest to come up with a crossover featuring Hush. And I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I mean, I just off the top of my head, if you were to do Spider-Man Batman, it's Hush and Kindred. It's just two wrapped mystery villains who no one cares about.
It's funny because I don't know who I was thinking of, but it wasn't Kindred. It was some other character that I don't like. And then as you were talking about explaining it, I was like, oh yeah, now I remember. Honestly,
there is. Who do you remember who it was? Because it's like,
was it Harry Osborn? Or like Harry Osborn's ghost?
Yeah, it was like a ghost. I thought it was actually wasn't it one of the twins?
Oh, is that what it was?
I thought Kindred was a bunch of characters, but now that I'm thinking about it, it could also have been that it was just Gabriel or something.
It really should have just been Swarm, the Nazi B-man.
Yes. Now I'm trying to think if there's any other characters that are like that are collections of other things. Because Swarm is just a character you gotta unleash on some poor artist.
You could do like Wonder Woman, a Wolverine, World War II, Dr. Poison, and Swarm.
And Swarm! Yes. I
was trying to think, the idea that popped up is like, what if this was a 7-issue miniseries? God willing.
Yeah, right?
Not pie in the sky view, but each one is about the stages of grief, and it starts off in like World War II. Diana loses Steve, Wolverine loses Mariko, and then we go 7 each issue's a decade. I guess it's kind of also just Spider-Man life story at a certain point.
Whatever, that works. It's a good formula.
And you just like each issue covers a different like depression, grief, whatever the others are, acceptance,
anger,
anger. Ooh,
that's a fun one. Yeah,
you do the anger issue. Everybody thinks it's going to be Wolverine. It's Diana snapping Maxwell Lord's neck or something.
Yeah. No, man. Wolverine talking Diana down would be really cool to see.
And he could do it too, and that's, I feel like that's an aspect of Wolverine that really isn't focused upon too much.
It's true, dude. You could do a thing if they're in the same universe. It's like, Diana was the vessel for the Phoenix. Like,
oh my god, that is incredible.
Right? Just that'd be cool. I would like to see. Now I want to see Wonder Woman with the Phoenix Force.
Oh,
I'm gonna put that on Twitter. Just be like, someone, could you draw this, please?
You could. That really works because of the Greek mythology,
right?
Just the mythological things you could do with this story are the endless possibilities.
Yeah, and it's so funny that it's like, we have to explore the mythology and also have this short, furry Canadian guy with anger management issues. He has to be there too. But that's great too because it makes it grounds it. Mm-hmm. I think because Wolverine is like people don't want to admit it, but he is kind of relatable.
Yeah. I would agree. My next comment, I was holding off because it just has nothing to do with your poignant ending there. But I was like, or you could do like the first issue, Wolverine has bone claws, and then and it's like it's classic Wonder Woman's look, and then blah blah blah, and then the next issue, a couple decades later, or like whatever issue, now he has like they're showing off to each other their upgrades, like he has the metal claws and she has an invisible jet.
Right? I love that. Yeah, I mean, it'd be so funny actually to see someone who knew Wolverine when he originally had bone claws and then have them come back around where it's like, now I have bone claws again and I'm sad. And Wonder Woman's dressed like she's a biker,
Diana,
Wonder Woman.
Diana, be my nose.
Yeah, because I have none. That'd be kind of fun. You see, these write themselves. Unfortunately,
they
editorial
really
has to get
do.
Involved.
I could not believe how much, like, when I started writing, I was like, okay, I'm just going to do basic stuff, but then I just kept going a bit too much. This next one might be a bit much. Were you done with your, was that?
Yeah, we're done with that.
So, this is called Return to Cinder, which is a title I've had in mind for like 10 years. Cinder is an ash and whatnot. It doesn't really have much to do with it, but here we go. This is kind of in the vein of your first pitch, Superboy and Ultimate Spider-Woman, rather. Jessica Drew Spider-Woman, the clone. They're both genetically altered clones of two heroes who have popular comics.
Yes.
And both characters make the audience ask questions which are never answered.
That's fair. That's a good point. I love that. I love those characters. Now, when I got Spider-Man Superboy, I was like, get right out of town. I don't want this at all. Like, I wanted Spider-Man to fight somebody interesting, but also I didn't even get my Spider-Man. I got Ben Reilly. So, yeah, I think that'd be really fun. I would be very okay with that. I'm down. I'm down for that. Well, especially because, like, Jessica and Connor have a lot of, baggage.
Oh, yes. And that would be a big thing. But hold your reservations before this next section. So I base this off of the classic idea. What is the Earth called that you know the number of?
7642. Where
yes.
It's the shared universe. I want to say that's the one. I'm going to look it up, though.
So that's, anyone unaware, that's pretty much the majority of where these DC Comics, Marvel Comics crossovers happen. It's like, X-Men, Teen Titans, the Batman, Superman stuff, or Batman, Superman,
Batman, Spider-Man.
Superman, Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, this has to be different because this is Ultimate Spider-Woman.
Right.
So, what's the ultimate version of DC? Earth 1.
Oh.
So everything would be a bit over-designed. It's a bit 2000s, a bit 2010s Americana. And also leaning into that late period Ultimate Universe where, like, weird sci-fi shit is coming and going. So the big reveal is that we learn that the project led by Doc Ock to, do the Peter Parker cloning, it also involved cloning Superman. And it was funded by Lex Luthor after Oscorp goes under. He buys out all of their stuff and all their equipment. And so you have Jessica Drew and Connor K, or I don't know, whatever you want to do for the last name. It's up to you.
Yeah.
So they're two creations of this secret government corporate genetic engineering program. It's a coming-of-age conspiracy theory thriller.
Yes.
Let's see. I was writing these so quickly, I messed up my notes, so some stuff's out of order.
That's okay.
Let's see here. So, the biggest reveal is as they're, like, training, they've already gotten their new identities. They're working on replacing Jessica's Peter Parker memories with whatever they give her in the Ultimate Universe. When they see on the, like, a guard's is watching the news in, like, the holding cells or whatever, and it's about Doomsday has come and Superman is dead.
Right.
But it's not just some big rock monster, Sal.
Okay.
It is actually a Spider-Man-Superman genetic combination.
Oh, my God.
Named Kane-El.
Oh, Kane-El. Good name. Good pull.
He is the 50th experiment, and Kane stands for something. So K-I-A-N, Kryptonian Accelerated Incubation Neotype.
Yes. Okay. That's good stuff.
And I was looking it up. A neotype, directly from Wikipedia, is a specimen later selected to serve as the single-type specimen when the original holotype has been lost or destroyed.
That completely tracks. That's great.
Thank you very much. I do my research for these dumb topics.
You have to.
So, the big thing, though, is that Kane-El is released as this, like, false flag attack by Luthor and whatever at a, like, charity benefit that Superman was attending alongside Spider-Man. So both Spider-Man and Superman are killed by Kane-El.
Okay.
While, Jessica and Connor are undergoing all their training to become fucking military industrial superheroes.
Yep.
Doc Ock's there, Norman Osborn's there. They bring back Kane-El. They're talking about, like, their next steps. But then everything goes bad. Kane-El, they lose control of him. He goes crazy or something. Destroys the whole facility. Connor and Jessica Drew escape. And they think, oh, well, that's the end of that. We're just on our own now. Kane-El has just taken everyone down with him, including Otto and Lex Luthor. They take up their attire that they've been given by the program of... their costume identities. So I don't know, whatever Superboy of Earth 1 would look like. A lot of costume piping.
A lot of piping. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
he doesn't. He wouldn't have a cape, or maybe he has a short cape.
I like the idea of like a shorter cape. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's rags, or like it's like there was a cape and it got ripped on the way out.
Yeah, it got like burnt up or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then they start being heroes because like, oh, we're finally free. We can, they learn obviously about the death of Spider-Man and Superman, who they know that they are genetically based on. So like, well, we have to, live up. With great power comes great responsibility, Jessica Drew says.
Of course. Yeah.
They eventually start going as Spider-Woman and Superboy, much to the chagrin of Connor because people keep calling him Superboy.
Right.
We fast forward, he's really loving the limelight now. He's starting to dress like he classically does. He has a leather jacket, the short haircut, the glasses. He's really into it, and Jessica is not. She is paranoid. She thinks that, Otto and Lex Luthor are still out there. They're going to come get him, blah, blah, blah. And we delve more into who they are, what their experiences are like. What does all of this mean for Jessica Drew, that she's a female clone of a man?
Yeah.
So it can be like a sweet metaphor for, like transsexuality and what that means in like terms of relationships and people, that transition and stick together. And really just all the questions that I want answered from the original comic.
Right, that they were either like unwilling or unaware that they needed to answer or could have answered, or even weren't sure they were addressing when they were making it.
Mm-hmm. And I would
That's funny.
Put together Connor and Jessica. They do start dating.
Oh, sure. Oh,
obviously.
Yeah.
It only makes sense. Maybe they'll even do the upside down kiss, except it's Superboy just standing vertical upside down.
Yes. I kind of love it. Yeah.
But anyway, she doesn't think that they're gone. Kane-El is still around. She's right, because on the day that the Ultimates are being awarded something at the White House,
okay,
Kane-El is unleashed. He attacks. He kills off Captain America, Giant Man, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch. Don't worry, Sal. They're still incestuous in this universe.
Oh, good. Yeah, we want to preserve that.
I know it's a big deal for you to keep.
Yeah, it's well, it's such an integral part of their personalities and their characters.
So the rest of the Ultimates are just, nothing's happening. It's when the shitty Justice League tried to fight Doomsday in the 90s. Thor's lightning does nothing. Iron Man's satellite weaponry won't take it down. Only Spider-Woman and Superboy can take down this abomination, because, the genetic templates or something.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. I'm having an effect. Maybe like she punches it. There
I've
seen
go.
that before. Yeah. She's like, what? Yeah.
In the end, they're awarded as, heroes. They're recruited to the Ultimates by Nick Fury, and the big teaser for the next book, because what's
the
coming.
Next book, of course,
is that Otto and Lex Luthor are still alive. They're just horribly disfigured, and Otto has become like a horrific MODOK octopus man.
Oh my god. Yeah, MODOK, yes.
Lex Luthor has become the living brain, famed forgotten Spider-Man villain.
Yeah,
just
I love that.
A giant computer. And of course, the cover is a recreation of the Superman Spider-Man battle of the century, where they're at the top of the skyscraper and everything, but it's Superboy and Superwoman, or Spider-Woman.
I love that. Yeah, I yes, all of that. That's so fun. Yeah, cool. I love what happens to Lex and Ock. That's so fun. They both become big, blocky, half robot monsters.
I was like, is there something more unique I can do? No.
No.
No one will ever top this.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, go for it. It's like the Amalgam books, where it's like, just I don't even like what you did, but I'm glad that you did it. Good for you. But I'll defend to the death your right to do it. One has to be an homage for my wife, Tiffany, who pitched this years ago, but it never, they didn't do it.
It's going to be Ghost Rider or Doctor Strange, I assume.
Right? Yeah. It's Constantine Doctor Strange, and it's just like,
how have they not done that? That is just losing out on money. Oh no, they did that.
We got the backup. It's like 4 pages. Again, it's great looking. Hayden Sherman did the art. It's written by Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, and Joshua Williamson somehow. And yes, I know for a fact they all worked together on it, and they all did get their own different stamp on it. You could see where they where they did what they did. But in this case, it's like, no, we deserve a full-blown story from the creative team that made Constantine, from the like not Vertigo era, where it was Cy Spurrier and the guy who drew it, whose name escapes me, but it was awesome. I have his art; it's over there. Hang on. I don't remember his name. I feel like a jerk.
No, I
know
on your
him.
own.
Yeah, he's great. No, it's not him. Aaron Campbell. Aaron Campbell does the art. Because like there's a real grittiness and like realistic. There's a realism and grit, while also still managing to do like straight up comic books that Aaron Campbell is capable of. That I would love to see him depict Doctor Strange's world through. And with Spurrier, you get the like hard-edged English cynical like grit that you need for a Constantine. Doc could be a little bit more like sunny, but it would be fun to see that, because Doctor Strange can and often would be like a pretty depressed character, or at the very least he's like his world is dark,
aloof,
and aloof, definitely, and detached, and you just pick one. Nightmare, maybe. And but like the idea of like Nightmare going into Doctor Strange's nightmares would be really cool. Any number of things, or just like or you make it a road movie or road comic where it's like the two of them are just like going across, and it's funny because like they did that with the Aaron Campbell Cy Spurrier Constantine run. It was like there was one where Johnny went through England, and then Dead in America he like takes a road trip through America, and with the two of them it's like, oh well, now it's like where do they go? The dark dimension, time, any of them. I'd like to see that. And but like just because I think that while you could have made a like Vertigo-esque or Marvel Edge type Doctor Strange Constantine crossover in the 90s, no one would have bought it. Or
absolutely.
Or the very right? Like unless
been,
it had like a glow in the dark cover, which I also insist that they have.
It would have been blue-faced Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, it would have Doctor Strange looking like Spawn. And Constantine being like, what the hell is this? This is who you team me up with? I'm nothing like this guy. That you want Dr. Fate. And it's like
yeah.
People always think it's Dr. Fate and Doctor Strange. And like technically yes, but also characteristically, no.
No, yeah.
There's nothing interesting there.
Yeah, nothing meshes with those two fucking guys.
It's like
Dr. Fate would be interested with literally anybody else.
Yeah, that's why in the amalgam thing, it's Doctor Strange with a Dr. Fate helmet on, and even then, it's not even Steve. But yeah, Spurrier and Campbell doing a basically, wouldn't it be cool if Cy Spurrier and Aaron Campbell did a Doctor Strange book? But also, why the hell not put Constantine in there?
Yeah.
Because they're already old hat with him anyway. But that's just something I'm like, my wife would love to read that. That would be her favorite crossover.
Especially because Constantine is so just off the cuff, and he doesn't really plan anything. Stephen Strange, he's very much, I'm the master of the mystic arts, and it is my sworn duty to do this and that, blah 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 blah. And Constantine's like, can I hang out with like Brother Voodoo or someone else?
Right?
Like,
Exactly.
You got a real wand up your ass, Steve.
Absolutely. No, Steve's more prepared, and it would throw him off, and I love that. Like that's where you get fun drama, is for these characters who aren't exactly like each other.
Yeah.
That's another.
Here's what you do if you really want to throw people off, especially if you're leaning into the gritty stuff. Make it a pseudo period piece, I guess, of the early 2000s, like 2004 era Doctor Strange, where he had the long brown trench coat and the big scarf.
Yeah.
Kind of dressed like Doctor Who now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, the dethrone, like the non-Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange. Yeah, the one that they were like, let's make him like Constantine. That era.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right? That's yeah. Which they never even got close to doing that, because it's just they didn't know what the hell. Yeah,
because Constantine, he's been peak of a character pretty much since he was invented. Doctor Strange, you have so many options to choose from. You have
that's true.
Red suit Doctor Strange, blue face Doctor Strange, Streetwalker Doctor Strange.
That's right, blue cape Doctor Strange.
Ooh, classic.
There's also there's a weird period where he like saw The Matrix and decided to model himself after that. Like he has like long hair and little sunglasses.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
It's real weird. I don't know why. What that's all about. But yeah. So there's and meanwhile, Johnny Constantine is like, and I've been rocking this since '85, 87. But still,
that just needs to be a fucking book. That needs to be an ongoing series.
Yeah.
I'll
just
say
check in with me once in a while. I would love to see that.
So mine, this is possibly the most out there. This is definitely the most out there one that I came up with. And it was the first one that I came up with.
Yeah.
This is called Dream Suite in the Sea. And it's a crossover with Namor and Morpheus the Sandman.
Okay.
So I did my method, like I mentioned at the top of the show, where I went through both of my Marvel and DC playlists, landed on Namor, landed on Sandman. Immediately, the thought came to my mind, Cthulhu.
Oh, yeah.
Because specifically, in whichever story it is, Lovecraft writes, quote, "In his house at R'lyeh, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming." But this is not only a Namor fucking Sandman crossover, this is also a sequel to the best Namor comic ever written, which was Mike Mignola and Bill Mantlow's Marvel fanfare comic. Is about Namor going back in time in some mysterious seaweed or algae, and he winds up becoming a pirate king and falls in love with a pirate woman named Patience, and then he accidentally swims back to the past and finds her ruined ship where he left it hundreds of years ago, with her skeleton still on board waiting for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the big question is, like, did he time travel? Was it a hallucination? Who knows? Namor wants to find out, and in this crossover, he's still trying to find out.
Okay.
So it's like every, now and then when he gets free time, he swims to the Sargasso Sea in the center of the Atlantic, hoping to find however he went back in time and to go there. We now establish Patience is his long-lost love. Get out of the way, Sue Storm, or that blonde woman he was with at another point in time. He wants the pirate woman.
I don't blame him. Yeah.
It's honestly a great story, and like I said, Mike Mignola does the artwork.
Sure.
So
that's awesome.
He has returned once again. It's another journey down to the depths of the Sargasso Sea. He's hoping to find her. He's held long and troubled patience, if you will. But then he discovers something he's never seen before on all of his trips, and that is the dead, unknowably ancient and inhuman, but not that inhuman, city of R'lyeh.
Okay. Yes. The one foretold by Lovecraft.
Yes, just geometry that doesn't make any sense, strange happenings here and there, like nothing makes any sense to the human or mutant mind, I suppose. And that's when he's struck by the dreaming thoughts of Cthulhu. They overcome him, reality starts rippling apart, his eyes are lost from true existence, and he feels his body getting ripped away, or his soul or whatever getting ripped away from his body, and he travels to a space where no man or mutant ever should have been before, the Dreamlands. Which is actually a Lovecraftian invention, which is just this manic, it's described as a limitless vacua beyond all thought and entity.
Okay.
So who knows what happens here? Strange creatures show up, the things that he can't defeat as he normally would with his winged feet and big fists.
Right, yes.
He's
unlimited imagination.
And he's only saved by Dream of the Endless, when Dream just randomly shows up, and he sweeps up the monsters in a torrent of dream dust, and they shatter apart into nothing, and Dream's like, "Hey, what's up, Namor? I recognize you from those salacious dreams you keep having about Mrs. Fantastic."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, hey, if you're here now, I'm looking for some help. We got some big issues going on. There is nothing on Earth can stop this. Earth itself will not hold up to what is coming." Dream refuses to elaborate because he doesn't want Namor to lose his sanity, or whatever happens to every other Lovecraft, protagonist. Just he can't comprehend what truly is going on.
Right.
All Namor knows is that the Great Old One Cthulhu has been awoken and is currently in the process of like waking up and exiting his death slumber. And when it's no longer dormant, it will free all of the other giant monstrosities that once ruled the universe or something.
Okay. Okay.
And so the two set off across the Dreamlands. It's kind of like a road trip comic, much like your proposition for Doctor Strange Constantine.
Right.
And in the distance, they see this, like, fucking, I don't know, like an energy beam or something. A classic comic trope, an energy beam going up into the sky. At the speed of thoughts, they plunder their way through the disgusting denizens and the corrupted dream entities of the Dreamlands. But in the real world we now cut to, trapped deep within a temple of the cult of Cthulhu is the body of Rick Sheridan.
Okay.
Are you aware of who that is the secret identity of? Do you remember which great 90s comic character this might be?
Was that Sleepwalker?
Yes, it was. He is trapped in a coma, endlessly dreaming, controlled by Dr. Psycho.
Okay. Oh, man. Nice.
And obviously I feel like the basic way to go about this is Sandman Sleepwalker. So this is how I introduced Sleepwalker to this Namor story.
Sure, yeah. You use, by way of Namor, you get him going.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's my secret pilot into a new Sleepwalker series.
Yeah.
So Sleepwalker is totally helpless to stop the corruption of his, like, symbiotic relationship that he has with Rick. And the cult are waiting for a final piece of the puzzle to be delivered to them. This is something that will align the stars of the universe as the controlled Rick Sheridan does whatever it is that they're doing in the dream world. And that final piece is Starman's cosmic rod.
Okay, okay.
So, they plan on, I don't know, shooting it up into the sky as a big beam.
Yeah, why not? What else are you gonna do with it? I don't know.
Yeah, is anybody gonna know what his cosmic rod does to bring it up?
Right? I honestly couldn't tell you.
The big reveal is that I say.
Right.
Is that Sleepwalker's archenemy, Cobweb.
Okay.
Is revealed to be another Lovecraftian entity called Narlatep, which is the crawling chaos, and it's like the main antagonist of like the Lovecraftian kind of universe, I suppose. It's just this abstract evil entity, and like Cobweb kind of looks like it, I guess. It's just a gross gray monster that looks like a nightmare.
Yeah.
So Cobweb and the possessed Sleepwalker are confronted at the nexus point by Namor and Morpheus, the Sandman. Their powers outgrow that of even Dream itself, but much like the willpower of a Green Lantern, the belief and emotional connection that people have with dreams holds far more power than one might think, and that's where Morpheus gets his abilities from or whatever. And so Namor, realizing this, maybe they bring it up on their trek across the desert. It's a callback. It's a establishing moment earlier on. He forces himself to dream of being with patience, and that connection and that longing gives Morpheus the energy that he needs to cause a psychic backblast through reality and up into the real world. Sleepwalker springs to action. He defeats the cult of Cthulhu. Dr. Psycho becomes comatose. The cosmic rod is returned or whatever. And Namor wakes up back in the Sargasso Seas, bobbling on the surface. The sun shines down on him. And then it's just a couple quiet, like, long horizontal panels of him just floating there. And then he sighs and flips into the ocean, just speeds away for Atlantis. And that night, once he returns, Dream appears in his dream. And it's an empty dream. He's not picturing anything. It's just an abyssal blackness, just like beneath the waves, where he searches for patience so longingly. And Morpheus forces Namor to make a promise of never returning to the Sargasso Sea and trying what he did, because the reveal is that Cthulhu and the others wanted to use Namor as some kind of like vessel for their powers and abilities in the real world.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And, of course, Namor reluctantly agrees to give up his search for patience, but as a gesture of goodwill, Morpheus bestows upon him dreams of patience, just endless dreams.
Yes.
And not long after, Namor abdicates the throne, Namorita takes over Atlantis, I guess. And, and the final caption would read, and in his house at... Fuck me. Let me try that again.
Yeah.
Keep that same emotion going.
Yeah.
And in his house at Atlantis, patient Namor Mackenzie stays dreaming.
So
So
that's very nice.
in a way, he gives up his real reality to be with the pirate woman in his dreams.
Yeah. That's really sad. That's a nice ending there, man. Wow.
Thank you. That one was I was quite happy with how that one came out.
Yeah, hang on to that. That's a good one. They're all good ones, but like that's very sad. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, these are good. These are fun. You could also really get away with doing like you don't have to do like a full ass thing. You could just get the good moments and make it like 8 to 10 pages and you could still get away with it.
Oh yeah.
And that, like I mean they did that Green Lantern Rocket Raccoon story. It's like none of that happened. Like
that's right.
Nobody cares. No one's going to hold you to whatever the hell happened in there. And then I guess for my last one, it's one that's like you could never have done this when they were doing them. Now it's time to finally do it. And it's Red Hood, Winter Soldier. You got to do these two former sidekicks turned weapons of destruction. I know that there's a writer who has never written any full-blown crossover outside of like being a third in a team on a book that he would never write. So it's like, but I know that Scott Snyder finds the Winter Soldier fascinating.
Oh, really?
And so I would love to see Scott take over. I'm sorry, Red Hood. Red Hood. He likes Red Hood.
Oh, okay.
He thinks Red Hood is fascinating, and so it's like to see Scott take over with these two tortured characters. It would be less of a obvious bloodbath. It's like, oh yeah, no, you give it to like Ben Percy or something like that. And you'll see some blood, but like with Scott, there'll be something interesting and sad.
Yeah, there'll be a reason for all of everything that's occurring.
Yeah, it'll be a good, strong reason for the two of them. But like, it's just something where it's like you gotta do the thing sometimes. And in this case, this is the thing that like they've never done. They've never gotten a chance to do it. They didn't exist when they were doing them. Come on.
Yeah, that seems like possibly the most obvious one of all the.
It's one that they didn't even do in any of these. Like it's weird they haven't even put it in here yet.
Don't worry, Sal. It's coming in the third one next year.
Oh, sure. Yeah. If we get one, I hope we do.
And then you could do another Joker Red Skull crossover.
Finally, yes. You get those two back together like that last time with Captain America, I believe, was their...
You do.
I mean, that was in Elseworlds as well. They didn't even meet in any real reality.
You could do, like... the era that Winter Soldier was becoming Captain America, when Red Skull was coming back as like indoctrinated, implanted memory or something.
Right.
Like maybe they put Red Skull's brain in Joker. Ooh.
Oh.
just like Red Onslaught.
Yes.
Red laugh. I don't know. Red laughter.
Yeah. You can't spell slaughter without laughter.
Yeah.
I guess you call him well, no, now you do. Now it's just Onslaught Joker, and it's like
yeah,
it's Onslaughter, I guess.
Onslaughter, I guess works.
Then he can say it, and then he can be like, "Well, you can't spell slaughter without laughter."
Yeah, that's what it is in this alternate universe. It's post that event when Red Skull steals Professor X's brain. But he's like, you bring in the super sanity thing from Grant Morrison's time on Batman's book. He's like, I need a third brain.
Yeah. Oh my God. Too many brains in here, man.
That just seems like those are two characters where you can just really go low stakes, like street level, or just totally extreme.
Yes, exactly.
They work with anything, really.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, yeah. You gotta go for broke when it comes to these things because, like, what's the point? Otherwise?
Yeah. What's the point? Then you just have Azrael.
Yeah, Why tap the brakes?
That is a good one. That would... I just want to see Red Skull with Joker's brain.
Yeah. Yeah. Although, as we know, Joker finds Red Skull repugnant because Joker hates Nazis.
Well, that's what causes their downfall, of course.
Of course, yes. It's this conflicting ideology. Like, I may be a mass murdering psycho, but
I'm not.
I still love America.
Nazi. Yeah, and you think it's going to be like, oh, how are Winter Soldier and Red Hood going to shoot their way out of this one?
Yeah.
They get there and Red Slaughter's already killed himself or something. He's
exactly.
Like, he shook his own hand with a joy buzzer.
Right. Oh, yeah. Joker outthinking himself would be kind of awesome.
That's a great pitch, just by, I think, on its own.
Yeah. Right. just on that alone. Oh man. So yeah, I mean, the point is that like the sky's the limit, and we've barely scratched the surface. And this universe, like Marvel and DC, continually like let us down by not exploring these things to their fullest potential. They're just like, no, another 8 or 20 years, and we'll get to it. And it's like, man, you got to do it. You got to do everything.
It's just throwing away money, especially for this next one. I have like this one and then a very short one, so like 1.5 more. Yeah. This is one that I was like, why didn't you do this last year when you did the Deadpool Batman? And why didn't you do it now? And it's a Kelly Thompson written Kate Bishop Big Barda crossover.
Ooh.
Called either Chariot of the New Gods, a play on words of that classic book about like ancient aliens or whatever, or alternatively, Big Arrow.
Yeah, I think I understand where this is going, and I love it. I'm there for it.
So, the villains are Bruno Mannheim and Intergang, along with the Hood and the Tracksuit Mafia.
Awesome.
In New York City, for some reason, the Tracksuit Mafia, they're becoming more sophisticated, they're getting better technology, they're taking more territory, and they're even rivaling Wilson Fisk Kingpin. We learned that the Hood has lost his hood and upgraded to the HOD. Here's another acronym for you that I came up with. The HOD, Hyper Evolved Obdurate Drive, a reverse-engineered knockoff mother box.
Okay, all right, yes.
So, it allows him to do really whatever the story entails, and this is where you establish that Mannheim and Intergang are, like, reverse-engineering and making their own knockoff apocalypse technology that they're then selling off to other gangs around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I love it.
Clint Barton runs into some old friends of his when the circus comes to town.
Okay.
And he forces Kate to go hang out with him and meet his circus friends. Because, as we all know, Hawkeye began as a circus performer.
Of course.
And that's when they come across the headline act, Mr. Miracle.
Okay, yes.
Scott and Clint immediately become best friends. Kate gets annoyed by just them nerding out about, I don't know, circus stuff, I guess. And, she goes and, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go get a bite to eat, whatever. She walks off. She leaves wherever. The circus is set up in Central Park.
Right.
For the all intents and purposes.
Yes.
It's just that big flat spot right in Central Park where the circus goes. So she goes off and she spots some familiar track-suited men walking into an alleyway, and then it just kind of becomes that scene from Homecoming where Peter watches the Prowler buying the Chitauri tech under the bridge. Her phone goes off when Clint starts texting her dumb circus-based things that he's excited about. And then, the Mannheim gang members who are selling off, these weapons. They're showing, here's a great demonstration. Let's destroy Hawkeye. But Big Barda saves her. She leaps in the middle of the explosion. She tackles her out of the way. They defeat the tracksuits and the Mannheim gang, inner gang. And Barda recognizes the technology and, realizes, she puts together what's happening. She's smart enough to know, like, that looks like a knockoff of a thing I used to use. Then we go back and learn about the Hood being, recruited into Intergang, essentially, as kind of like here's a franchise of Intergang. He's a franchisee. They want to they want to expand their operations outside of Metropolis.
Why not, right?
And
it's in the name. The concept of there should be some interlinking of gangs.
It's right there in the crime Bible.
Yes.
And he has been working very well for them. They are very impressed by what the Hood is up to with his new technology and how he's, given Fisk a run for his money, to the point that Fisk's gang members and Tracksuit Mafia are just kind of outwardly having fights in the middle of the street.
Awesome.
And they're just destroying stuff with lasers. So then over the course of the story, Kate and Barda team up, and at the end of this, they work their way through, like, New Gods tech, outfitted Z-list Marvel DC villains, like just whoever you want, who've been recruited by Hood and are now part of the Tracksuit Mafia.
Nice. I love that they have to wear tracksuits as well.
Yes, I would love to see, like, Paste Pot Pete or one of the many talking gorillas from DC.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yes.
Just wearing a red tracksuit. Eventually,
Giganto.
Oh. Imagine the bill for that tailor.
I know, right?
So eventually it gets to the point where Fisk has to call for negotiations with the Mafia. He's smart enough to realize that the Hood and the tracksuits are clearly not behind this, so he goes directly to Mannheim, who, he would know who that is. They know each other. And he offers to fly Bruno Mannheim to New York to have a meeting about stop destroying my stuff.
Right.
And of course, Sal, where do they plan their meeting at but the perfect public spot of the circus?
Yes. Yeah.
So now we draw everything together. We got Kingpin and his enforcers, Hood and the Tracksuit Mafia, Mannheim and Intergang, Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, Clint Barton, Hawkeye, Mr. Miracle, and Big Barda. It's a big, bombastic, explosive, colorful battle of lasers and arrows and brute force and athletics.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes wild. It's pandemonium. And who should be there but J. Jonah Jameson?
Oh, my God.
So it ends with Clint, Kate, Scott, and Barda. It's like the next day or so after. They're at a restaurant eating lunch. They're battered. They're bandaged. That was tough, but I'm glad we did it. It was so nice being a hero and saving the day.
Yeah.
Clint shows off a Daily Bugle newspaper with a front page cover, excitedly announces the amazing show that was put on by Mr. Miracle and the terrific acrobats of the circus, and that everybody should go and check out this incredible show because Jonah doesn't realize what really happened.
No, of course.
And so the Hawkeyes are annoyed because they're like, it's kind of like the scene in Monsters, Inc. with Mike Wazowski getting all excited, like, oh, I'm there on the cover. And, like, the main photo, it's like a poorly done picture that Jonah took on his cell phone or something.
Right.
So it's kind of blurry, it's kind of off angle. You see Mr. Miracle and Barda mostly, and then if you squint way in the background, you see, like, Clint and Kate doing something cool, but barely. They're lost in the chaos.
Right. Whichever one of them is, like, more excited.
Yeah.
Like, someone's, like, pulling back, like, an arrow, and, like, it's blocking the face of the other person.
So they're annoyed, that their heroics weren't announced and, regarded. And Scott and Barda just think, wow, New York is a lot of fun. I hope we come back here on our traveling circus.
Exactly. Yeah. I love the idea of the two of them, like, going on, like, a trip and being like, New York was really cool.
But the final scene is you cut across New York, Spider-Man sitting on a lamppost above a newspaper outlet reading the exact same paper, and he squints and he spots the Hawkeyes in the back of the poorly taken picture, and he's like, oh, cool, nice, the Hawkeyes did that, nice.
Yeah.
Nice seeing them getting some recognition.
Right. Getting some representation in the paper. Didn't even name them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, he's like, oh, man, I don't know about Jonah, but he seems to get his entertainment news pretty well. I should buy some tickets and take MJ to this on a fun date night. And then he turns the page, and what does he see but a double-page spread of just anti-Spider-Man propaganda? The end.
Yeah, it got bumped. He's like, wow, a headline that doesn't feature me from the Daily Bugle. How nice. Aw.
And now my final one, real quick, just came up with it earlier. This is Spider-Man's pal, Venom. So this is a crossover with Jimmy Olsen and Peter Parker. They both work at the Daily Bugle. Jimmy's transferred here after both the Daily Planet and the Daily Bugle have been bought out and rebranded as The Daily.
Okay.
So we follow them. They start, Peter and Jimmy start competing for the best pictures of Spider-Man and his brand new black suit.
Oh, okay. It's like a period piece.
And they also become, friends, but have this kind of rivalry. And obviously Jimmy's the better photographer, so he kind of starts taking Peter's stuff.
Yep.
But who should come to town but Kraven the Hunter and Bloodsport? I don't know. I don't know how to get them here. I guess they're the final contenders of like a mysterious shadowy figure who's hiring mercenaries. They're like, go kill Spider-Man and you get the job, whichever one of you does it. So eventually Spider-Man comes across them. He gets cornered as, Jimmy's nearby trying to get new pics to beat out Pete down at the Bugle and show him who's the real star photographer. Bloodsport, of course, uses some kind of crazy futuristic sonic weapon, and the symbiote freaks out and explodes off of Peter and into Jimmy's direction.
Yes.
Kraven and Bloodsport, they both just fucking go after him. They just brutalize Spider-Man. And the big thing is that they unmask him, rip the mask off. Jimmy sees it, takes photos of who Spider-Man is, his pal, Peter Parker. And he cries out, Peter! Oh my god! And the villains notice him. Peter screams for Jimmy to run, to call Superman for help or something. But Jimmy, he doesn't have a signal watch.
Or it broke or something.
Yeah, but he's a heroic guy, and he wants to try and do something. So he lunges at him. He tries to take on Kraven and gets his ass kicked until the Venom symbiote attaches to him, and Jimmy becomes Venom.
Perfect.
And he battles Kraven and Bloodsport, saves Spider-Man, the police arrive, he uses the tendril to like flicks and picks up the mask and whips it back to Peter, and he pulls it on just in the nick of time. And then he takes his camera and, he deletes the photos that show Spider-Man's real identity. And then we cut to sometime in the future.
Right, because we got to see the fallout of
Yes, we now follow, the big splash page is The Virtuous Venoms, web swinging alongside Spectacular Spider-Man. Now they both compete for the best photos of each other and who's the better hero.
Oh my god. That's borderline real. I mean, based on the Jimmy Olsen story that we got like a few days ago, that's like a contender for an actual thing that they would do.
This definitely feels like the most realistic one of the things I pitched.
I also love the idea of calling him the Virtuous Venom.
I wasn't sure how that would land, but I'm glad you like it.
I think it's fun. I think it's really it's alliterative. I think it's really good.
Because I was like, well, he's a hero. Do I still call him Venom? I guess so.
Right?
It'd be weird if I didn't.
Venom. Yeah, it's true. You gotta go Venom, but also it's not really. It doesn't really jive with Jimmy's personality.
Yeah.
But also, it's a great name and it's great branding. So you got to go with it. It's just, but making it alliterative kind of softens the image of Venom.
Yeah, especially
I like that a lot.
And it's virtuous Venom. He's a fun-loving guy.
Exactly. This isn't the Venom that we knew and feared. This is
a Venom we know and love.
Exactly.
Maybe he's a bit smaller. Maybe he still kind of has Jimmy's hair when he transforms.
Right, or he has a more orangey logo.
Yeah, instead of a spider on his chest, it's kind of like an old bow tie.
Oh my god!
But those are my pitches. Those are your pitches. Marvel, DC, what are you guys doing that you have not?
I know. Why haven't you called us yet?
I am waiting for the email. I'm waiting for the call. I've posted both of our phone numbers in the YouTube description.
Oh, good. Yes, definitely get that out there. I definitely want to get calls. Oh, and I'm sure I only will get them from Marvel or DC.
Well, why wouldn't you? Why would people not? Why would people misuse that cell?
I don't know. But this is fun, man. Thank you for inviting me out to just rap comics for a little while and pitch. It's so rare I get to do this anymore. We're just talking about ideas and being like, how about this? Mostly because I'm like, if there's a pitch to be made, I'm kind of like, I should probably hang on to this. But with these, despite our conjecture, I don't think we'll get it. I don't think I'm in danger of getting any of these ideas stolen, so I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I always remember a pitch that I don't even remember what it was. I think it was just like a what if or something along those lines. One that always comes to mind was one that you pitched on, I think it was with Joel. I told him on the show, too, that I did with him, just how much it meant to me to be hanging out with him, especially because I used to watch the podcast just all the time back 10 years ago. And it was one of you guys did, and you pitched, like, Home Alone, but with Spider-Man, like Miles Morales, I think, or young Peter Parker. Yeah. And he's having to look after the Sanctum Sanctorum during Christmas.
Yes. Yes, it was holiday pitches. It was holiday books. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, yeah, that was a fun idea. I still like that idea.
I still like it. I still think about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Marvel, give us a call. For real. Thanks, man. So what's coming out next from the archives?
So, I am hard at work. I am trying to get a couple weeks ahead, so I have a video on House of M next after the rather poorly view-wise Absolute Wonder Woman that I just put out.
That's baffling.
Did not do well. So I'm doing House of M. I'm doing early 2000s Marvel and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
Nice.
And this is the big reveal, that if anybody's made it this far in the episode and you're looking forward to it, this will be against everything you stand for, Sal. But I love both Marvel's Civil War event, which is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year.
Wow.
Yeah. And I love reading every single tie-in to it, because I think it offers a better story.
Dude, I read every tie-in to Civil War when it was coming out, and I can tell you, like, it definitely has more nuance, and they're talking about something. Like, those are all... No. And it's 2006. It's hard to imagine that it, like, that there was something to protest back then versus now. But, like, back then, like, they had there were a lot of problems, and Civil War was trying to talk about them.
Honestly,
maybe not.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, just like maybe Miller was less subtle about it, but like, certainly Paul Jenkins had something to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the tie-ins are the best part.
They're the best part of Civil War.
I've found that going through it, because I am going to be going through and releasing daily videos on each issue of every book in the event, going through, doing my usual style where I talk at the camera, I do some sound effects and voice acting, going through the whole thing. I want people to experience the books like how I always felt like I was experiencing them, and I'm tired of this Civil War slander.
That's fair. No, I love that. That's a great idea. That's the best way to get your thoughts out there, is to just bombard the audience with your perspective, because that's like that does make changes. That does make waves. So I think it's a great idea. It's a great approach, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it is a lot. It's about 81 issues. So it's going to be about 2.5 months, maybe. So look forward to that. Anybody who's made it this far into the episode, if you're still here, of course you are. Sal's still here, so why wouldn't you be? Thank you again, Sal. From the bottom of my heart, as you can tell from my ComicPop shirt, I have been a fan of you for years. I was shocked at how early I discovered your channel, really, because it would have been like when I was not to get you in the ageism, but it was when I was still in high school. I started watching back in about 2014-ish or so, and that was around the time I started actually getting into comics, and it was because of you, because of Ethan and Ben and Tiffany, that I pretty much made the YouTube channel, and I fully am obsessed with comics, as you can see from the ones back here to all of the other ones in my house that my wife complains about stacks and towers of. So I would just like to thank you for everything that you've done for people around the world. Imagine how many new readers, how many true fans, and how much enjoyment you've brought, not only from your countless hours of videos, but from people who have then been inspired by those to then go on and actually read the events, get into the characters, get into the artists and the writers and the creators. And you've just truly done so much. And again, thank you for agreeing to do this.
Oh, my pleasure, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind words, and of course for your support and for sticking around for as long as you did. I remember you from back in the day, and I couldn't have been more like proud isn't quite the right word because it's not really fair. It's not charitable enough because I think like you really built something on your own, and you've really created you've established a voice for yourself, and you have this whole enterprise that can only be given credit to you for doing. And so I'm thrilled to see you doing this, and I couldn't be more humbled and flattered by your kindness and for your good words and just for being such a great sport over the years. We do appreciate you, and I appreciate you for having me on your show, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. It really means a lot in my ComicPop shirt again.
I know. Thank you so much for sporting the shirt, man.
Here's the thing: if we had recorded this like a couple weeks later, I was 100% going to make a TV Little House T-shirt and then wear it.
That would have been. I would have appreciated the effort, but it would have hurt me because we used to be called that. It was a bad idea then. It's a bad idea now. I'm happy to be rid of it, but you can't really get rid of anything on YouTube. It's still there. It's still like the name, like it's still technically like our URL.
Yep, I just saw it the other day on something on your channel when I was watching the Off the Rack.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. But thank you, man. And yeah, I'm amazed I'm amazed we reached anybody with that name. So thank you for being one of the folks that we got under the wire. Oh my God. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
But those have been our pitches. Let us know in the comments if you have any of your own. Which of these would you have liked to read and see the most? Because no way in hell is this ever going to happen.
No, it's true. So the only way it's going to happen is in your imagination.
A true house of ideas.
That's right. That's right.